obviously pretty friendly with being in the top 8 position, but this is Dab's first ever top 8, and he's going to be going with wrestler Jax, which I am super stoked to be able to see. Jax lives matter, but Semiij is a monster, man.
Yeah, this is going to be tough because Jax, as we know, has a lot of high pressure, so he's got to watch out for those rolls, and also in that pressure, he's got to watch out for that EX fade. Usually Semiij, you know, he never throws out the raw roll, but you never know.
I think really the biggest thing in this matchup, especially for Dab, is going to be knowing when to pump those brakes. But a mix-up like that is going to be heavily punished. Decides to spend a meter and stay away from all that damage.
Ooh. Got him with that crossover. It didn't look like it was going to hit. Molina was in a down 3. And we all, oh my goodness, and the whiff punish by Semiij keeps him in this corner. Will he go for the setup? Oh, very good armor by Dab, though.
He's going to make sure he cannot leave any damage on the table like that. He cannot be dropping those punishes. It is a huge fault to leave anything by Semiij, but he drops combo, goes for the reverse grab. Dab tries to get the dash punch, and that was so smart by Semiij.
That was incredibly smart by Semiij. He knew it was coming, and it was perfectly spaced for that to happen. And, you know, we don't see Jax a whole lot, so you would think, you know, Semiij may take a game or two just to get comfortable in blocking Jax again, but he has done so good at blocking the mix so far.
Oh, and he's using the standing 4 as that continuer to get all of this juicy damage, gets the extra ball roll, and then you see all this pressure, but the golden rule, never jump at Semiij, but Dab finally connects the overhead.
Oh, and he actually, they traded there. I'm not sure what actually happened, and there it is, the raw roll.
There's going to be no gimmicks getting away with tonight. Semiij is going to be able to roll through a lot of that pressure that Dab is trying to get away with. He's going to need to keep it bare bones in this situation. Any gaps, Semiij is going to have that presence of mind to ball roll straight through it. So like we talked about, Dab has to know when to pump those brakes and just kind of maybe bait him out.
We'll see, it looks like he might be looking for a switch. Whoa. Okay, get hype, boys. We have Leatherface in the top 8 tonight. Okay.
What does he know that we don't? Okay, what is this character I'm looking at on screen right now?
So I saw Dab versus Aquaman on Aquaman stream once, and Dab's Leatherface is actually disgusting. Now, I don't know how long it's been since he... Yeah, man, it was really good, but we'll see because Semiij is it just goes right into it. Meter burns, goes for the damage early.
Okay. Wow, even getting almost the max damage. Ends it early to go for the grab, very smart. Now, I think really the key to beating Semiij here is just lock him down. But one little mistake, and he's going to be eating a lot of damage. Gets max damage, going to put himself in the corner immediately. Leatherface, a little bit lacking with the armored options on Wake Up, especially against Molina. Very nice use of the armored blow there. I like what he's doing there, too. He stopped it early because he was trying to bait out something out of Semiij, but Semiij is just this impenetrable wall, and his defense is just... It's shutting Dab down.
Semiij has some of the best defense. Oh, and he committed to the punish. It was just too slow. Yeah, Semiij's defense, though, going back to that point, Semiij's defense, some of the best in the business. And Dab looking for the corner here.
That 4-1-7 frame is going to be able to do some serious work. There's the pump faking, but a standing 4. Casually throwing it out there. He's trying to keep that pressure going. He's trying to keep that mix-up game going. You see it now. Gets the triple overhead to work. Unfortunately, -1 on hit, so it's really not too much else you can do there.
It's going to be some good damage for Semiij.
Has that X-ray on deck.
Ooh. Oh my goodness, and all the meter is gone now. Even if he wins this round. But it's okay because Semiij has 0 bars. Oh, good hope by Semiij.
Down for the overhead, going for the gimmicks, and he goes for the grab. Nice tech.
Oh my god, that throw tech was immensely clutch. That was actually, wow. Semiij, he's trying to take the top spot tonight.
Semiij is just Fort Knox right now. You cannot open up this man. Dab even tried for the very first time, went for the down 3 overhit. Semiij immediately counter poking, and then gets the clutch grab at the end, the grab tech. You know what? The weird thing was, he did much better as Leatherface, but he's still going to go back and kind of feel things out a little bit. Because, you know, this next decision's crucial. You know, if he picks a character, he's locked in. The remainder set, even if he happens to get that reverse 3-0, this is his character. And he's looking at Buzzsaw. Right.
And we know Semiij as an Ethereal Molina, but he also has a Cassie. He's got a Smoke. He's got an Aaron Black. Actually, I think it was last week's top 8. Semiij actually has the most characters used in top 8, believe it or not. He's got a Kano. He's got a Goro. So you never know. So whatever Dab picks here, he's got to be sure that he is the most comfortable with him. And we're running out of time on this character select. Dab just all over the place.
I respect it, to be completely honest, man. This is the last top 8. It's his debut in Season 2, so he really doesn't want to go out with a 3-0, but he's going to stick with the bread and butter that is Wrestler Jax. Tricky decision to make, but we'll have to see if it pays off for him.
I like the pick. I mean, I'm always, you know, take who brought you to the show. I mean, he tried the Leatherface. It almost seemed to work. But he's going back to the bread and butter, as you said. Jumps over the side. On the trade.
And he's casual standing forwards in by Semiij. I've never seen him do that. With the down 4, get the hit frames. And he's really, this is what he wanted to do. He's going to push him all the way to the corner immediately. But Semiij is working with almost 3 bars. You know what's coming on Wake Up. But a down 3.
It looks like what Dab is looking for is he's trying to down 3 just in case Semiij tries to EX fade out, which is a good option. But sometimes you just have to roll with it and gamble if he's going to use the EX fade as a wake up. And this is going to do some good damage. Not going to quite kill, but maybe the setup will. And Dab just let go. Yep.
Dab kind of might be kicking himself just a little bit, but he really, here's the thing with Dab, he's having great starts to these matches, and then eventually, just like with anything else, whoever goes up against Semiij, he gets that train going. There's no stopping it.
That's absolutely correct. Such good defense, such good offense. There's a reason that Semiij is #1 right now.
And that use of the 4-3 by Dab at the ground pound connects, but unfortunate drop.
We saw that a lot on Sunday versus Vendetta. I think every ground pound that Dab decided to do actually worked, and he got the full combo, and he's going to have to break that. That would have been huge damage.
There goes that meter. It has almost become a touch of depth situation for Dab. He needs to be very careful throwing out any gaps in his pressure, and this
will get breaker.
100%.
Oh, and
the reverse grab. That was smart.
Very smart by Semiij.
And as quickly as it came, it left. Dab, unfortunate. Getting 3-0 by Semiij, but not to say he was the only one this season to get 3-0 by Semiij.
Oh, okay, we got the Grandmaster. Forever King.
Yeah,
Forever King with that Grandmaster, man. He is actually a really good Grandmaster sub, to be honest.
And it's a smart pickup, especially going up against a competitor like SonicFox, who really kind of, he enjoys the more in-your-face rush-down gameplay. Even with Sector, he's very aggressive with Sector. So maybe Grandmaster's going to help pump those brakes a little bit and help him control the pace of the match. But that quick down 4 to get the first hit and those instant, as all hell, air gun shots are really going to be the key here.
Right from the start of the match, too.
Here we go, 39% into that hard knockdown. Beautiful blocks by Forever King. But the corner is really not where SUB-ZER wants to be. He wants to have his back away from the corner for as long as possible. And that was an extremely fast round #1. That clean jumping punch by Fox just started everything. And then Forever King just couldn't keep the distance. Use that interactable, gets out of the corner, very smart. Now just keep his distance, try to get that life lead, but SonicFox with the clean back one.
Such a good hit confirmed by Sonic. Oh,
and a backdash. The corner.
And King just not really to get any momentum going here, and the clean jump in over the ice ball.
I mean, SonicFox is just reading him like a book, and this might actually, yeah, 4-3-4, gonna keep it safe. Quick 18%, and that was just, that was rough. That was rough for Forever King.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I mean, the whole problem with that matchup, well, not the matchup, but these two players was King just wasn't able to really get anything going at all. Anytime that, like you said, Sonic had such good reads on him, King just okay. Oh, wow, okay.
I mean, at this point, after what we saw game number 1, he had to make some sort of switch there, because on paper, I think that matchup went so differently in his head than what actually
than it was supposed to. Right. I've actually never seen King Sorcerer Quan. Was my surprise. I've never seen him pick this character, actually.
And you know what, man? For the last week, top 8, he wants to try and bring out some sort of ace in his sleeve. We'll have to see if it pays off, but obviously SonicFox have played a numerous amount of Quan players, Illusions being one of the cream of the crop, so he won't be lost in this matchup either. No switches positions there.
Okay, King just...
He's having a lot of try. You see the backdash. He just wants to get away. He knows Quan's defensive options are very limited, but the down 3 in the overhead... Vanilla MKX, here we go. He's going to switch positions and get the hard knockdown. The portal is now.
This is where Quan turns into an absolute monster, and he could have got so much more off of that punish.
And this is an absolute heartbreaker. If he gets opened up again, that had to have been it there.
Break. Or it doesn't drop it, I'm sorry. Yeah, oh my goodness. The momentum shift there. And King actually could have closed that round out. But the
at the very least, get him off his meter.
Sonic counter poking with some armor there.
Barely gets that portal, and the down 3 in the overhead is going to work again. Interesting choice, moving away from the portal. Nice backdash though, but SonicFox is just relentless in this rushdown playstyle. They go plus frames all over the board. Back 2. Old habits die hard. Gonna have to break here.
Oh my God,
laying it all out on the line. I mean,
nothing to back it up.
It a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you gamble it all right there. I mean, one more combo. He didn't have the meter to break if it did get blocked. And like you said, man, sometimes you just got to throw it out there and say, you know what, one more mix, one more opening, I'm gonna get killed anyway. And I don't know, man. I'm not sure. King is playing so defensive, like double backdashes and jump backs and missing some crucial punish combos. I'm not too sure what's going on, to be honest.
I mean, this is definitely a different King. The King that we're used to seeing is he has this weird blend of aggression, but still has that patience to kind of sit back. But we're seeing drops. We're seeing this erratic movement that we're not used to seeing. Maybe he's trying to throw Fox off his game, but Fox is just he's beating Fox right now. He's adapting perfectly. You saw he pumped the brakes just at the right time, knowing that that wake up trance was just going to come out as a last ditch effort. But now we're already sitting in a game 3 situation. Fox on set point already with Cassie, and King is going to stick with Sorcerer. But he's going to go for the more zoning-oriented playstyle. It's a smart move, but at the same time, one little mistake keeps him out of that portal.
Oh, and the armored interactable completely whiffed. SonicFox taking complete advantage of it. 42% off of that dropped interactable. The whip flip kick.
You see now Fox is respecting the overhead that usually comes after, but he just lets it rip.
Oh, and that
jump punch and switch.
I felt like that NJP was just gonna completely miss for some reason. And Sonic here on set point now.
This is just Forever King needs to make something happen. There needs to be some sort of switch. 4-4 to telestop. Oh, got a nice backdash hit, but unfortunate no punish. Didn't really.
Oh my goodness!
And that is not a combo, sir.
Are we sure this is King playing right now? This is so uncharacteristic of him playing like this.
this is not the king that we recognize. Unfortunate, he gets the ball rolling and then immediately almost seems to just give it up on the verge of being eliminated quickly, and the armor breaks so smart. One last ditch effort, and then the EX flip kick eliminating the gap, and that was quick. That was a lightning fast set. Forever King eliminated first round the top 8. Fox will advance into the semifinals, which means for the semifinals, we are going to have Semiij against Fox. Now, Semiij, obviously, after that first round, has actually established his 3-1 over Mingle Jester, the God. Actually,
him versus Mingle Jester was a streamed match on Sunday, and the most savage rewind. Jesus. If you missed it, oh my God. There was about 1,500 NJPs. There was a point where they were both just teleporting together. Mingle Jester obviously using Pyro, and we're into this right now. Rewind actually using Hollywood Cassie.
I respect it. You know what? Cassie, on paper, seems to do fairly well against Tweety, especially when she has bar. Use the invincibility frames to get immediately out of that mixed game. But it's a matter of if his Cassie is going to be able to be on par with Tweety's Kenshi. It's a nice grab in the corner, and that corner pressure is so hard to get out with. Tweety using the bar to just do what he can to get out of it, but the flip kick.
That was actually so good. That flip kick is just...
Like he's buffering it. He's just waiting for that teleport.
It's such a fast normal that it's going to blow up that teleport. It's going to blow up any gap. It is dangerous up close, but can always be meter burned if it needs to be. And Rewind went with those instant air guns right in Tweety's face. Here we go. Tweety getting a little bit of offense going. Oh, and he broke the armor.
That was beautiful by Rewind to have the presence of mind to get that EX flip kick, being that it is much faster than the regular counterpart. But Tweety not being phased, keeping his distance, keeping his patience as much as possible. He has the life lead, he has all this space to work with right now, but the instant air gunshots are going to prove to be a problem. Just inching his way in. Oh, and a trip guard!
This could be bad.
This is going to do it? That's chip, guaranteed chip. Wow.
Rewind going up 1-0 on Tweety with a character we don't see him use too often. But like you said, you know, he's got a couple characters up his sleeve. You know, we've seen the Jackie, now we've seen the Cassie. But man, that was actually really impressive. Usually people that, you know, that like Rewind has Displacer Raiden, obviously what we know him for. And then usually, you know, sometimes somebody will pick another character, maybe you don't see him play that often. And against, especially in this top 8, going against somebody like Tweety, you know, it's a bold move to use a character that you just don't have that complete fluidity with like he does with Raiden. But Rewind taking one there, he's up 1-0.
Especially if you look at it from the other side of the, on the other hand, maybe he's just really confident in his Cassie to pull it out first-handed in the top 8, and it's proving to be a really smart idea so far. Not to say his Displacer Rating couldn't be doing some damage, but he is just all over Tweety. Tweety has barely had a chance to breathe, and a breaker trying to turn things around here.
We've kind of seen that all night. We've had, you know, Sonic versus King, it was a 3-0. King just not really able to get anything going. Dab versus Semiij, Dab not really, you know, able to clutch one out, 3-0. And a poke into the flip kick, my goodness, Rewind, he's just, everything is going in his favor right now.
And I respect the decisions to be doing things like that because he had the life. There's no reason to really not take a risk. Even when he gets opened up by Tweety, it hasn't been much damage. Here comes Tweety, getting the ball rolling, not letting up. Very smart. Throws the barrel.
Oh, and went for the NJP just a little bit out of range. Rewind able to hit him out of the air, overhead.
There you go, nice block on that low demon, scouting out the armor.
Oh, and a very good back 1-2 whip punish by Rewind.
Oh, he just runs straight through it, no stamina to really get the full combo in there. And he's waiting for it.
Oh my God.
The invincibility frames, just like we mentioned, that was so ridiculous. And he just knows. He's just in Tweety's head, and he's shutting him down from everywhere on screen. And this is probably the quickest 2-0 that we've seen against Tweety. But I mentioned this before, and I'm going to say it again. Tweety is one of the very few players where set score just does not matter. We've seen this man come back from 2-0s a million times.
That's absolutely true. And Dragon, who is coming up next, is another one just like that. Tweety sticking to possessed. Not really a surprise, but he has got to. There was a couple points in that last match where Tweety was just literally full screen, just standing and blocking. So he's just, and that back 4-3, if you didn't know, you definitely can run through that. It's on the Kenshi player to do the push. You can't run through the push, but the back 4-3, just a demon that stabs you, can definitely run through that. And Rewind knew that, just ran straight in. Wasn't able to convert for a huge combo, but something like that really gets in your head. You know, especially in that tense situation where they both had a little bit of health left. One more combo would have done it. So we'll see here if Rewind is going to bring us yet another 3-0 tonight. Or if Tweety can put...
I mean, at this rate, oh my God, the neutral jump punch at the start of the match.
Actually really good, yeah.
And it really is. One of the only things he's really lacking here is that he's being so passive in the beginning, and then he doesn't know how to stop Rewind. But even now, Rewind just letting it rip again, committing to the 50-50. It's a smart way to go.
Oh, and a very good catch by Tweety here.
There we go. Very lucky break by Tweety to stuff that flip kick just in time. Got the massive damage and secured, I think, his first round of the set. And the trade there, at least damage for Tweety's side, but Rewind had the chance to get him off. And now he's going to work with these instant air gunshots to throw off Tweety's timing.
Tweety just tried to jump out there, and that's going to be a full combo. Oh my goodness.
3 flip kicks.
15 million flip kicks in one combo, 34%. Jesus Christ, Rewind, please.
Wow, and just letting the flip. What is this Cassie? Like, we've never seen his Cassie, and he's on the verge of 3-0ing one of the most dominant players for Season 2.
The one thing I'd like to see Tweety do is when he sees that EX flip kick, just go with the push or the back 4-3. You know what? I'm pretty sure it should whip punish. Me not being a Cassie or a Genshin player, that may be wrong, but seems like it'd work.
At this rate, everything seems to be working for Rewind right now, but Tweety's not ready to give up. Yeah, you see him, he's getting that momentum going, just running in full screen, trying to make something work, but a reverse grab by Rewind to get back in that advantageous positioning. He really has space to work with.
And you see what I'm talking about. Tweety has kept himself in this corner just standing and blocking. And that is not something you want to do against Cassie. This could be chip out. Tweety has got to work with something here. Oh my goodness.
Don't count him out yet. Oh, but the armor. That's, I mean, it's unfortunate to see something like that, but Rewind played out of his mind right there. The thing that he picks Cassie puts us all for a loop, and then speaking of 3-0s, man, you take a look at Dragon's path this week. He had a 3-0 over Agent Sworn, a 3-0 over Kinetic Predator, but a close call against Sunio, just barely taking it 3-2. You take a look at Deoxys real quick with a 3-0 over QBA, L Tiger, but then a 3-2 over King Gambler and a 3-1 over Canada's Dr. Stabs. We haven't seen in a while, to be honest. But yeah, good victories for both of them. They're both riding some serious momentum. Deoxys is no slouch, but Dragon's going to go with Imposter in this matchup.
Yeah, we saw Stabs use Shinnok. We were waiting for the Kenshi pick because we've seen his balance. Kenshi put in some work, but he did stick with Shinnok, and you know, that was actually a really hype set.
I mean, anything with Dragon, just to be able to watch competitors at this level, you have no idea what they're going to be capable of and what we're going to get to see. But Deoxys getting clipped by the EXL Spark. Wow, and the hit confirmed the follow. So good.
And the overhead works. Oh my goodness, Dragon. This vortex is ridiculous. Into a throw. That's going to be 16%.
coming out swinging like McGregor, just immediately melting Deoxys' health. Now he's kind of sitting comfortably, just gonna let the Hell Sparks roll and do the rest of the damage. A quick first round for Dragon.
We'll see what Deoxys has in store here. I know Deoxys wants a lot more than just a top 8.
And the best thing about Dragon with that imposter Shinnok is his use of that shoulder charge. He just seems to know when to do it and always keeps a bar meter just in case he has to keep it safe. Because Deoxys was waiting for that jumping punch and got blown up by it.
Such a ballsy poke out by Deoxys, challenging that vortex.
And he's going to need to challenge a lot of that stuff, though. If you really think about it, Jackie hits like an absolute truck. You see, they're disrespecting those frames. That's the best way to get the momentum in your favor. Very nice use of the stagger there. Just going to keep his distance. No reason to really... Oh, no, he split to both bars. Now, forward or back? Oh, he's going for chip?
And there it is. Deoxys just falling there after getting a little bit of momentum and some heavy damage. Dragon able to take that one away from him. Dragon is up 1-0.
That was a little bit too close for comfort there in that second round. Deoxys looked like he had the breath of fresh air to be able to maybe close out that round. Wasn't expecting Dragon to just kind of end the pressure there and went for the downward shoulder charge for chip out instead, which was smart. Maybe he was one step ahead of there, but now Deoxys immediately getting off Jackie, going straight back to what seems to be Mournful Katana.
Deoxys, you know, granted, he plays a lot of characters. It's probably good to say he's a Katana main, so we'll see. He is going Assassin, though.
Oh, he is going to go Assassin. Okay, so he's going to keep his distance. That parry could be of use, but he needs to establish a threat early on. Dragon, obviously no stranger to this character. Going to be a lot harder to open him up, but Deoxys getting a back grab on him, going to keep his back in the open space. Very smart move. But Dragon, you take a look at his patience. Waiting for the right time to hit him with that shoulder guard.
And the run-up throw. Oh no, and just missed the instant fan. And a very good catch. No mix.
That is not a drop I want to make. Deoxys could have closed out this first round, but he gave Dragon a breath of fresh air. He needs to be way more on point. He might want to consider breaking here, but he's going to save his meter, of course, for that X-ray. If he chooses to use it, nobody spends the bar. And that forward two. Just clipping Dragon, and Deoxys taking the first round, has the meter advantage, and has the positioning advantage. Very smart. But Dragon is going to stay patient.
We've seen Dragon in many clutch situations able to just close it out when you think he's not going to make it. Oh, and a very good catch by Deoxys right there, getting him out of the teleport.
Getting that max damage in there into the hard knockdown, and here comes some nice little plus frames, but you see Dragon disrespecting and trying to make it his third as quickly as possible. And what's the mix? Gets clipped by the fourth, by the back three. Gotta watch your head. This is just a blender.
And another overhead.
Again. Oh, and you see Deoxys knows he does not have the meter. At the very least, going to make it, just build as much meter as possible for that third round if it comes to it. And it's just not going to take any risks.
Okay, he's got to make a decision now.
He can still make things work here.
Drop the combo, but is that it? Very good catch by Deoxys there. Dragon does have breaker. He just got stamina back. Okay, he's not.
My God, that unbreakable damage is so good.
That was
so smart by Deoxys. That was crazy. That was absolutely insane.
There is a new.
I mean, good awareness by Deoxys right there. That actually makes me smile because that was clutch against one of the most clutch players in the game. That was absolutely clutch. You know, he had the read on the interactable, and he actually caught him out of it and was able to say, you know what? I got this unbreakable damage. And at first, Dragon didn't have stamina because he used the interactable. And so right when that stamina refilled, it was too late. He was already going into the unbreakable. And Dragon dies with 3 bars, and now we're going into a Royal Storm versus Assassin matchup.
You know what? We kind of saw this coming eventually, especially after what we saw last match. Immediately off of Imposter, back to Royal Storm, who really is the character that he's normally sticking with, at least out of the game. But that down 3 in the Rising Blades, the Dragon special works 60% of the time, every time. And they're just going to be trading these fans. Throws Blanche, getting her out of the way.
Oh, the whiff! That was so good by Dragon, just spacing it out and making that entire string whiff.
To go, and the master of stagger. Dragon going for the little bits of damage, not too worried about for the big hitting combos. He knows he's patient enough to let the small hits count. Go clips him with the forward damage. Very day and night performance by Dragon so far. But Deoxys not out of it just yet. At the very least, I know he's going to want to try and switch positions here if he can make it happen. But Dragon's going to spend that bar, get the chip out, build a little bit of extra meter.
Round 2, fight.
Oh, and that float might have actually just saved him with the one right through the float. Very smart by Deoxys, stopping Dragon in his tracks. And the Assassin won to close out that combo.
A lot of Katana matchup knowledge here. Both of these players knowing this character inside and out. And Dragon just caught him with the jump. Oh, and a very good just wake up buttons.
That was so savage. But you know, at the same time, Dragon's been really kind of off with his meaty setups, and Deoxys smelled it a mile away. And again, just disrespecting it. I like it. It's working. Why not?
Sometimes you know, cancel characters and anything of the like. You just got to challenge it sometimes and say, you know what, your execution is going to have to be on point if you want to do this. And Deoxys is doing a very good job of that right now.
Deoxys running right in, stopping Dragon from getting that fan lift off. Dragon's going to keep his meter, knowing that it won't do too much damage. But the follow-up into that chip.
Oh, almost got that conversion too.
And the reversal armor, very smart. Deoxys on the verge here.
Oh, and a very good throw. That had to be max range. That reach was so far. Challenges the float. Dragon does have an X-ray, but he wants to get him at least past 50% before he lets that thing rip. Oh, and a very good
letting it rip.
Deoxys right now. Okay, up 2-1 on the man Dragon, and finally, we don't have a 3-0. Finally, thank you to.
Well, he's sitting. That is now 2 games for Deoxys. He's on the verge of beating Dragon early on, which is really going to be saying a lot. Moving on farther into tonight, because as we saw, Tweety was eliminated by Rewind. So now those points for the finals, he's being deprived of all of that. If Dragon ends up being deprived as well, that's going to shake things up way more than what we were expecting. So if this upset happens, that's crazy.
Dragon and Sonic right now are tied, and Dragon's still in this thing. Or I'm sorry, Sonic is still in this thing. Dragon's got to, you know, he doesn't want Sonic to have a better place than he does. And a very good crouch right there into the 4-2. Oh my goodness, and again.
Dragon on his last ditch ever, switching to Bone Shaper, which we rarely see. But Deoxys with these clean punishes. This is a tough opponent to beat. Deoxys in the driver's seat right now. 2 bars to work with. Going to immediately break. Spare him that extra damage. But his meter management has been so on point. Finally puts the parry in there just to keep himself at a significant advantage. Dragon putting his back into the corner, away from the corner.
Interactable into the 4-2. Parry, that thing is so scary. I didn't mean for that to happen, but it did just rhyme. And Hell Sparks, meter burns. Dragon almost has a bar back. Health is essentially even.
Now, obviously, being that Shinnok has that forward 4 to work with.
Oh my goodness, that was so good.
That parry by Assassin is really not going to be too much of a threat because the parry does not parry lows. So that 4-4 is still very much a threat.
And that down 4 into Hellsparks, as we all know and love. It is a thing.
Why is it a thing, though? Why has Paulo cursed us with down 4 Hellsparks?
Oh my goodness, that conversion, almost.
Dragon apparently just seeming to start to wake up here. But Deoxys not ready to give it out yet, and there's that 4-4.
And very good.
Minimal threat by that parry. Now here's the thing, Dragon is locked in to Bone Shaper. So Deoxys can make a switch to any variation he wants. If that parry's not working, why not go for Royal Storm? Why not go for Mournful? Bone Shaper doesn't have the teleport, so the threat is pretty much gone.
Like you said, I mean, right there at the end of that match, we saw Dragon use the forward 4 to interrupt that parry and actually close out the match. Oh, wait a minute.
I was thinking, not a bad idea. We've seen him play Sector in the past, and he does have a pretty decent Sector, but for Dragon to be able to beat Fox's Sector, that's a ballsy pick to make.
Absolutely. But, you know, this man is picking Katana against one of, you know, the best Katanas.
That is true. That is very true. You see there, he's going to go with Royal Storm. He's going to move away from Assassin, knowing the parry really just is not going to be a threat here. But he's still sitting up. I believe it's 2-1 right now for Deoxys. That was the first match that Dragon won.
This is it.
So
we're finally in a game 5. Finally.
Oh, it is 2-2. Wow, so this is a game 5 situation. I didn't even notice.
Owen just put himself in the corner there, caught him with the low. Deoxys running away with this thing pretty quick.
Look at all of this damage. They'll still have some meter to work with the down 2. There's all those stacks. You see Dragon's just frantically trying to get Deoxys away from him, waking up again, going for the Hellsparks, but a whipped back 3, going completely unpunished. Deoxys.
For the Deoxys on set point to move on to top 4. Dragon's really got to find
this. Is just going to sit back. In a perfect world, he's going to save up for that extra.
Oh, and he went for the interactable. For some reason, decided to go in. Despite having the first round won, had a lot. down 1 and a forward 4. Deoxys falling apart here. He does have 2 bars.
And he's just watching this set just leave his hands. He needs to be careful. The down 1 whip, but no punish.
Okay, he does have another bar to work with.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of damage.
Shot. Oh my goodness. 45% already, and we're not even done. 49%.
He doesn't have a bar to work up with. This could be chip.
And that's going to do it. Deoxys is moving on to top 4 after that game 5 with Noble Dragon. Jesus Christ, that damage.
And but you pit them against each other. It's like the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. We'll have to see which one takes the win.
A very good down 1 anti-air, starting it off already. Semiij 24%.
Fox immediately started the match by breaking the golden rule. Do not jump at this man, let alone Melina herself.
Oh, and no conversion there. No hit confirm. Semiij just on some
grab hits.
A lot of pokes. Very good.
The pokes.
Oh my goodness, this conversion right now.
Semiij pretty much knows the right conversion for the max amount of damage off of pretty much any hit that connects. As the SonicFox, but Semiij has this just relentless playstyle that really makes it hard for you to think on your feet.
Oh, and then raw down 2 right there. And he actually punished the whip recovery of that down 3.
The back wanting straight through it. disrespecting that space. That's really what Fox is going to want to do here, and just keep Semiij in that blender for as long as possible, because if Semiij gets something started, it is going to be extremely scary.
Good
Very nice blocks. Semiij is just so hard to open up, but the chip damage is counting for itself and letting that flip kick rip. Very smart by Fox, and we are in round number 3 already. If I was a betting man, this is going to game 5.
Oh, it better. Every time they've met so far, it's been a game 5. And it doesn't need to change now.
No, especially not for the last week of top 8. That down 4, amazing tool getting under a lot of Melina's normals. Fox with a beautiful fake out into a trip guard.
Good conversion by Sonic. And you can see, just in such little time, Sonic has turned this around. Now Semiij is on his heels, and that's going to be chip out.
And Fox knew that down 4 on hit, guaranteed back one in the guns. Very smart, not leaving any gap for Semiij to work with. A little bit scary for Fox in that first round, man. That wasn't what I would call a comfortable start, but Fox is just one of those veterans. These are 2 players that just, the set score does not matter. Semiij may have lost the first game. He's going to come back swinging with the second game just as hard, if not more. So Fox is not out of this just yet. I mean, Semiij is not out of this just yet. He has a lot of stuff to work with as well.
Yes, he does. And this is the matchup we're used to seeing as well. Cassie, SonicFox, Semiij, Ethereal Melina. They've both been here many times before.
Wow, and just the reactions and the execution to blow up the use of the interactable with those instant air gun shots. And Semiij quickly getting the positioning advantage. There we go. This is that ball. This is the tool that we were talking about.
Oh my goodness. He was in perfect position to use that back 2. And we see that so much. That back 2 is just, it's so good.
Wow, and staggering the baton string. Very smart. Fox going to get some juicy damage. Semiij opting to save his meter. No doubt we might see a wake up here. Going to have to deal with the chip.
Good poke by Sonic there.
There you go. That was so smart, knowing that there was a gap in that string to be able to just armor out right there. And you saw Semiij is really respecting Fox's down 3 because he's kind of waiting for the flip kick to follow afterwards.
Oh, and Semiij actually got him with the setup there for the crossover jumping punch. Very good conversion by Sonic.
So smart, using the EX phase out, getting right through those frames, and as quickly as Fox had the first round, Semiij answers back. Virtually identical meter for both players. They're going to save his meter, goes for the normal punch. Very smart block on the down 4. Did not want anything else to do with that, with Fox's aggression.
Sonic tried to blow it up again.
Oh, that forward 3 will rarely connect on Fox. Fox running up, getting a grab for quick 12%. And there's those instant gunshots. Just slowly adding up the damage.
Ooh!
That whiff punish on the telekick was insane. It's the little things like that to be able to think at such a fast pace. That's what you need to defeat a player like Semiij. And another trip guard. Going to spend both bars. What's the mix?
Oh, he almost got the chip out, and he will. SonicFox up 2-0 right now.
Cassie wins.
Fox is just looking much more comfortable, but still, both games, regardless that it's 2-0 for Fox's side, both games have went to a round number 3. It just seems that there's something missing from Semiij. Fox is getting all of these insane trip guards, all of the crazy whiff punishes. I mean, he's just all over the place. Now, Semiij, obviously, besides bragging rights, he wants to win this set. He doesn't want to go down the Fox, but at the same time, he's still locked into that first place. Fox has a lot to prove right now if he wants to get that second place seed.
Yeah, we saw a lot of, how Sonic is playing right now. We saw a lot of that against King. We just saw a very different King play tonight, but regardless, Sonic has just been on a tear tonight. He has not lost a game yet. Those back 2 staggers on the crouch.
He let go of block to duck under the high and punish. You never see something like that, especially against Semiij, due to how fast he plays. You know, getting the plus range in there, keeping the pressure on for as long as possible, barely missing a with punish. Some nice damage.
Oh, and a very good NJP. That was perfect.
There you go. It got Fox off of the meter, but the back one going to cleanly hit Semiij. Almost had that conversion. That might have been able to close out the round, but one more hit by either player will do it.
That was perfect. Back 1-2 at its finest.
There you go. Fox is he's mixing it up so perfectly between going for pressure. Oh, but just misses the jump and punch. Didn't have the faith to think that it would connect. All the stagger pressure by Molina is so hard to deal with, but Fox is handling it really well.
Yes, he is. And Semiij tried to down one anti-air there. Teleports back. And another throw whiffs.
Fox is on the verge of, he's on set point right now. This is not exactly the position Semiij is used to being in.
And Semiij has no meter right now. Sonic still has a breaker to go through.
And you know what the craziest thing is? Oh, he gets the jumping punch, or he gets the cross-up. One more mix, he's going to get Fox off of his bar. No doubt that's what he wants. Beautiful tech grab.
Semiij looking for that invincible nut punch again. This won't kill, but Sonic has the meter to chip out if he chooses to. And that's going to do it.
I do believe that jail, so that was death. An interesting idea.
Ooh.
That's an interesting idea. Kind of taking a look at Flexaline Tremor over there. To go up against Deoxys Katana, it could be good, but that's going to be tough to deal with.
I don't think he's actually going to pick Tremor at all. Oh, wow, he is.
Man.
Okay,
we are going into it. We'll have to see how well he does, man. That's going to be interesting to see because he needs to be very comfortable to deal with, especially how Deoxys has been playing tonight. That's going to be tough. But hey, I mean, he's been showing us all this different stuff. There's no telling what we'll be able to see from him tonight. His Cassie was on point. There's no telling what his Tremor can bring to the table. Just letting it rock with the EX rock hand there. Getting the first hit, but now eating all of this damage.
All this damage, the corner push. But the problem is, Deoxys has got to try and stay away from that corner as much as he can because we know how Crystalline is in the corner, especially when he's flexed up. Katana does have decent armor at her side as well.
Very smart by Deoxys, just kind of challenging him in the air. He's going to very easily establish that air dominance, and that was such a sweet move. Ducking that
to make sure he didn't get the flex.
Being it out to high and punishing.
Good down ones.
Oh, and no flash parry there. Might have been an input error. That no doubt might have been able to close up the round for him, but here comes all the plus frames that Tremor offers, and the armor straight through it. Deoxys, I would say, almost stealing that round away. Rewind a few execution errors that really could have got him that round.
Flexes up.
The really tough thing here, especially from full screen, Tremor's going to have a lot of trouble getting that flex going due to the threat of the fan. But the full screen, flash parry, not going to be able to do too much work. Katana has a very generous amount of recovery for fans.
Very good armor again, challenging all of those cancels and mix.
Rewind still has 2 bumps to work with. Now he has to break. That could have been death. Still has one more chance to switch positions. Tremor, obviously an absolute monster in the corner, but needs to switch positions and fast. Deoxys giving it to him, letting the mix happen. What's the magic?
Oh my god, such good armor and the brutal.
Wow, and it almost seemed like Rewind had had the round in his hands, but goes for the EX grab to set up a mix. I think that was the wrong decision there. So close, Tremor. We've seen him do some insane things in the corner. This guy has the most unreal fun to blockables in the game up against the corner, but he gave up that corner position that might have cost him. Deoxys had the bar to punish straight through that gap. And that double hitting armor on the Rising Blades is a serious problem for Tremor. Yes. And I think that's why he's kind of second-guessing himself here.
Liu Kang, Flame Fist, really?
He's just pulling out every character that we just don't see anymore. I respect it, because you know what? With the last night, he wants to do as much damage as he can. He's going to pull out every last trick in the book to see what he can do.
The only thing about this matchup is Flame Fist. Katana's going to have a lot of options, especially with her parry, and especially with her Rising Blades after that Fist Fury, the Windmill Punch. Or she can actually just jump out of it.
That match was beautiful. He goes for the 4-2-2 rewind, expecting a stagger, tries to interrupt it, but Deoxys had that EX Blades. Going for the EX fans and punish him accordingly, but Rewind pumping the brakes, but no punish. Beautiful flash period to follow, though. Man, look at that ship.
It's insane. Especially in the corner. If he opens up Deoxys in the corner, such good damage.
Oh, that is a punish! Now, this won't kill, but Rewind still won't have meter to wake up, so he has to eat whatever comes next.
Oh, and just got tagged. He got tagged before the low. Maybe going for the parry. He may have went for the parry. He got hit by the low. Nice armor by Deoxys.
A bat out of hell.
Goes for the overhead, down 3. Nice throw. Counter poke throw is one of the best tools in the game.
Well, that corner damage was eating Rewind alive, so he knew he had to get out of there. But the little bits of damage by Rewind are just not adding up. There's not enough threat there. And wow,
oh my God.
Down 2 definitely in his favor.
He's got to be careful. There's a huge gap at the end of that windmill punch on block. He's got to be careful what he throws out. Oh, and a very nice catch.
And that's going to be chip. Ooh, that was scary for Rewind. He was almost on the verge of going down 2-0, but he kept his composure, and he's going for the chip damage. So mainly, more than half of his damage being dealt has been chipped.
Oh, and that was such a good down 3, but wasn't able to capitalize, and Deoxys taking full advantage, 32%. I feel like he could have got more out of that combo.
There you go, switching positions again. Doing everything he can to keep the distance from the corner, and at least keep his back in the open space. So keeping it simple, and he's really fishing with that parry. It's been working a lot, but the threat alone just doesn't seem to be working for Deoxys.
Oh my God, the down 2. Jesus. Oh my God.
That was awesome. That was so good. I honestly think Rewind was shocked by that too. Let's be real here.
Pay your respects.
It looked like he caught him just high enough to where maybe he could have got a flying kick afterwards, but like you said, I don't think he was ready, and it looked like he was moving before Deoxys ever hit the ground. He could have got something out to close it out, and that would have been swag. But still, okay, we're tied up 1-1 here.
All right, so now Deoxys, kind of thinking about it right now. Katana seemed to really do well, but he's going. No, he wouldn't go for Liu Kang. Okay, so he's going to go for Cassie? Not Spec Ops. What is everyone doing? What is this, man? All right, so they're going to pull out Spec Ops Cassie. It's an interesting pick. Definitely not one of the variations we get to see very often.
Yeah, we actually saw. Sorry about that. We actually saw Retro pull this out this week. Spec Ops. He didn't get much going, but we'll see here with Deoxys. It's not a variation you see very often, but when you do, if you don't know that matchup, it can get really ugly.
That is very true. Maybe he's kind of banking on that. The lack of matchup knowledge is a huge deal.
Drop payload.
Oh, and the missile just went straight
nice.
through.
Okay, it looks like Rewind. Yep. Rewind definitely knows a little bit about this variation. Not going to get gimmicked out today.
And it's good because that showing that just display of matchup knowledge is really gonna. I think it's gonna kind of stop Deoxys from pulling out any shenanigans, but getting a little bit of extra damage in there.
Back 1-2s from Rewind right now.
Is this death?
I don't know. Oh my goodness, 40%.
What?
Rewind.
That was like the swaggiest combo too. That was so beautiful. Just missing the interactable though. Make some decisions there.
Oh, that could have been a full punish.
Rewind springing the life here. Doing so much better. The down 2, breaking the armor.
Oh my god, Rewind is on a tear right now. Has all the momentum.
Inbound.
Oh, it doesn't get to call it out. Coming out. So nice.
And that was a good throw too, because now Deoxys. Oh my god. Okay.
I don't know what Rewind did. Switched the controller, did something, because that was a ridiculous switch in performance. He wasn't doing too well in the beginning. He made the switch to Flame Fist, and all of a sudden, it's like it took him a game to get used to it, and now running through Deoxys. I expect Deoxys to go straight to Katana. We'll have to wait and see. He's got a lot to think about here. Deoxys definitely wants to make it into the finals, but so does Rewind. Still has those points to work with. But he's got both these guys have a hell of a player waiting for him in finals. SonicFox just sitting patiently, waiting for the winner of this match.
Back to Katana, this time Royal Storm.
The reflect is going to pay off here, I think. But at the same time, that up-close game, it just seems like Rewind found his groove. And that's really what helped him get the ball rolling. And you saw there how crazy his pressure was the second time around. Go again, the Flame Fist on.
Yeah, you do not want to get hit by a fireball when those hands are lit up like that. That's not a trade in anybody's favor but Liu Kang's. Lots of jumping right now.
Deoxys spending both bars now. Gonna deal out some nice damage. Still has a bar to work with after the combo ends, but Rewind really just needs to open him up once, put him into the corner, and this is what we're talking about. And what's going to be the mix? Oh, and the interactable to get out. This stage definitely proving to be useful interactables. Rewind, look how quickly he's evening up that life lead.
Yeah, it happens quick with Flame Fist and a flying kick to close it out.
What happened to Deoxys' life lead?
I don't know, and he's got 3 bars. He lost the round with all the money.
Rewind sitting on set point, looking to put himself into the finals, but a beautiful clean punish by Deoxys. Deoxys sitting on 3 bars to work with. Will use that X-ray if he needs to, but for the meantime, going to be spending the bar. Going for a little bit of chip. Ooh, just letting the string rock. Very smart.
Deoxys tried to go for that whiff punish and just got caught out of it, but not. Oh, and he broke the armor with the back one too. And wake up armor again by Deoxys.
What are these conversions by Rewind?
And caught him with the low, and he has no breaker. That's it.
Oh, and here comes the sweat. Oh, he doesn't sweat. Oh, and the teeth, the bag.
Oh boy, send a message.
I think that was a very. He's allowed to bag. That was ridiculous. That entire sequence of that round was all Rewind. This is grand finals of the final week of the season. It has all come down to this.
So I'd like to know in the chat, who do you got? 1 for Rewind, a 2 for Sonic. Let's go.
We'll have to see, man. 2s, Echo Fox symbols all around. We got the Hero Gaming symbols as well. Let's see what we got. Now, Fox is going with Brawler. I think it's a really smart choice considering the mix of the command grabs are so deadly.
And the raw Superman, my
goodness. Rewind's not pulling any punches. He went straight to his main as Displacer. He wouldn't dare go Hollywood against the Cassie of the world. Oh, and a beautiful block, and here comes the punish.
Excellent punish. And this is big damage. That would have been 41% in the NJP.
One more hit. 1-1-2 straight there, going for the plus frames.
Very
and
good.
That was insanely well played by Rewind, scouting out that command grab and punishing.
If Sonic would have blocked the forward 4, he would have been +6. He could have got a forward 1-2. You know, easily for Chip at that amount of health that Sonic had, and the grab puts him back in the corner. Good
beautiful conversion. Rewind keeping his distance. Remember, Rewind and Fox have played in the past, and it has always came down to the wire. This set might be no different. But the way it's looking, Rewind seems to have the better hand against Fox right now.
Yes, he does. And
this
could
so
actually
smart.
kill.
That was so
all
smart.
that meter.
Fox was expecting that vicinity blast. Rewind, you saw it. He wanted to do it. He says, nah, cancels it out of his mind, goes for the grab, and takes game number 1. And that was a really fast game number 1.
Fast.
I don't think he's going to stick with Brawler. That was too dominant by Rewind. He scouted out not only a few command grabs, but punished accordingly, and Fox goes for Hollywood instead. Going to try and keep him away here and just really kind of slow down the pace.
The problem is, too, that Sonic can't really go with Sector either, because that Sector excels at keeping the space and you know, counter zoning. Displacer plays that matchup really well, and I don't think Sonic's ever going to pick Sector against something like Displacer.
Maybe this is really the only option for Fox right now in his variety of characters. But you see now, Rewind is just, he's being slippery, and it's working out so well. It almost looks like it gets Fox a little bit over-anticipating what Rewind is going to do. Goes for the jump kick. Very nice by Fox. Not going to challenge the air just yet. Has to break.
That was actually a really good counter poke, but the invincible wake-up nut punch. And Sonic just going for the chip out. Safe. Backdash.
Oh, you knew it was coming. Rewind. Just getting clipped by the instant air guns. But neither player has any meter to really work with. Fox now finally sitting on a bar. A beautiful whip punish by Rewind.
And also, if Rewind wins versus Sonic, we'll have 2 ties in points. Tweety and Sonic will be tied. Rewind and Young Monster will be tied. This single match determines seeds 2 and 6 for the grand final.
Down one. You see how many times they're disrespecting each other's plus frames. And it's a smart move to make because both characters are so technical with their pressure.
This is going to do it, actually. And the brutality.
You know it.
Hey, you know what? You kind of sense the anger in that brutality by going down first game like that. That's a beautiful way to answer back, and this is exactly what we would expect to see from these two. It's happened a ton of times. Both these guys go down to the wire with their sets. I'm already tied 1-1. And regardless of how fast they're going, these guys are pretty evenly matched right now.
And I did make a mistake. I said this single match determines seeds 2 and 6, but what I should have said was 2 through 6. This affects a lot of different places in this bracket going into the finale. And tied up, I wouldn't have it any other way. 1-1.
Last set of the season before the finals. Who's going to be crowned our last champion? We'll have to see if Fox can pull it out, but you know what? Rewind's looking to be one hell of a monster to take down. Empty jump back in the vicinity pass. Okay, this guy's a god.
Okay, goes for the interactable.
Shutting him down from full screen. The EX teleport, nice and quick to get that whip punish, and the execution.
Good block.
And the bait.
That is 64% in 2 punishes right there. The health goes away really quick in the down 1 into a shocker.
Fox just blinked, and then it was over. That first round was all Rewind right there. You can see Rewind not too happy with getting his head popped off last match, but even now...
And that was such a good trip guard.
That was not patient by Rewind. Laying it all out on the table. Beautiful idea by Fox to just pump the brakes and wait for it.
Sometimes, you know, you just gotta let it go and say, you know what, don't forget about this option that I have. I can throw my body across the screen in the blink of an eye. Good back
It's
dash.
the savagery of the young ones, man. Rewind being one of the youngins in the scene, just letting it all happen. Something about being young and just the savage just happens to work.
And we see it a lot, man. Most notorious is Scar with his overhead teleports with smoke. Rewind still trying to get that damage.
One in the teleport was so good.
Will he force the break?
He still believes. Oh no!
He went for it and burned the bar.
Final round.
You don't want to do stuff like that. You need as much bar as you can. Look at all this damage. Gonna let it rock. Oh, and the forward one, but didn't have enough faith to convert. And this is just a clinic right now. That corner pressure is so hard to deal with. Down one shocker, trying to keep himself, give him some space, and scouting out that
was a great punish.
And just free chip from full screen. SonicFox now up 2-1 on Rewind.
And
wasting that armor, wasting that bar just ruined it. That ruined the momentum that he had. It was all downhill from that second round.
Throne defended.
You know, both of these players, the health bar goes by so quick. It goes down so fast. It's all momentum based. It's actually really crazy, and we're going to. Okay, no, we're going back to Displacer.
He had a second. He's like, nah, that's not a good idea. No, that he's played against Young Monster a ton of times, so you know that Fox is ready for Jackie players.
And Sonic has a Jackie as well. So.
Oh, absolutely. But Rewind sticking at it with Displacer.
Good forward one.
Go.
37%
already
on the anti-air. One bar. Oh my goodness.
Wow, that's a hell of a conversion there. Just keeping his distance. He knows he doesn't need to challenge the space. He has all that life to work with, and this should close it out.
Oh, and it's not going to quite kill. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That was a read and a half.
Oh my god. Okay.
Rewind on the verge of possibly putting us in another Game 5 situation. Fox, no doubt, does not want that to happen as much as we do.
Very good wake up there.
Wow, and probably one of the first drops of the night by Rewind. Back to letting it rip, forcing Fox.
That would have been huge damage. 46% at the least.
Goes for the forward grab instead. Very smart by Fox. And another anti-air by Rewind.
Oh my god, kept it safe just in case. 11% goes with the overhead.
Oh no. Oh no, but a drop, wait!
Okay.
That was so smart. Goes for the reverse grab. And Game 5, just like it usually is.
Let's go.
Between these two.
That
last
counter
set
grab
of the season 2 before the finals, and we have a Game 5 situation between these two absolute machines. Man, this is crazy. This is exactly how I want the season to end. Right before the finals, Game 5 situation. Both these guys are still fighting for those points, man. If Rewind could win this set and be crowned champion of the last week of the season, that is going to say a lot.
Well, actually, if Rewind wins, he'll have 710 points, which will be tied with Young Monster. If Sonic wins, he'll have 900 points. So, yeah, there's a lot on the line here, especially with seeding, and these two going into the finals themselves.
Come on, let me see it, man. Let me see either the Hera emotes or the E-Fox emotes. That's all I want to see. Flood the chat. Who do you have?
Very good.
Armoring through the baton string. Gets the plus range.
Good block
Baiting
again.
the armor, Rewind with the punish to follow.
And you don't want to do that too many times. Against a 6-frame Punisher. And this, if he doesn't drop it, this is going to do it. And he does drop it. Overhead, catch him out of the poker.
And there you go. There's the Vicinity Blast. Get those chat emotes going before it's too late. Rewind on tournament point for the night. Fox needs to make something happen.
Oh, good block by Sonic. Good patience. Oh, and the conversion right
now. Look at that conversion.
Okay. 4-4. Very. Oh my God, he's got Sonic on his heels. He is waking up. He has 1 bar left. Sonic's got to think of something here.
Gets the big boot. Fox going for the flip kick again, but drops the combo. Another conversion.
No, he drops it. +6. Puts himself in the corner. If Sonic can get 1 combo.
So close to closing out, but Fox not ready to give up just yet. Still has 2 bars to work with.
Sonic trying everything, and everything is whipping so down tense. 1. Sonic still has 2 bars. Good block, and a down 1 into Shocker is going to take it. Rewind wins the very last week. Week 12 of the Kombat Cup going into finals. And it looks like Rewind will have 710 points.